In the anatomy paper second, the question bank I have dictated in the question number 3, that is lower extremity. In this lower extremity, I have told the many questions just to, I will remind you. That is the questions which are dictated to you, commonly asked questions. That is you have to remember. So here, first one, you can remember the almost all the question I have dictated you. That is locking, unlocking of the knee joint, hamstring muscle, obturator nerve. If you have your question bank with you, it is a more better. Then otherwise you have to remember all afterwards. Then adductor canal, dorsalis pedis artery, sartorius muscle, anterior tibial artery, longitudinal arches of foot, soleus muscle, then femoral nerve, gluteus maximus, femoral sheath, common peroneal nerve, ligaments of hip joint, fascia lata, ligaments of knee joint, then ligaments of ankle joint, tendocalcaneus, great saphenous vein, small saphenous vein, tibialis anterior, guy ropes, and ligaments of, again you have to make the ankle joint. And in this you have to remember what is the dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. That is also you have to remember. Inversion, eversion, iliotibial tract, ligamentum patellae. So this is all about the total you have to know about in the, that is the question bank of the short notes asked for the 5 marks question, lower extremity. So most commonly you have to remember about the one question commonly asked, that is the that is the contents of the femoral triangle. As you know, the boundaries contain femoral triangle, Scarpa's triangle. Then you have to remember the what are the things you have to remember in this. That is the almost all the femoral triangle is the most important question you have to practice for the 10 marks also, and you have to practice for the 5 marks. 5 marks question we are discussing, so that I am going to concentrate on 5 marks. When we go for the question number 4, that time again lower extremity long question 10 marks will be asked, that I will highlight you afterwards. Now you should remember the what are the important question you are going to get it about the that is in the lower extremity. So first of all, you have to know about the what are the question is asked, contents of the femoral triangle. In this, you have to know about the first contents of the femoral triangle. You know femoral artery and its branches,
काय ग
femoral vein and its tributaries.
हा हाक मारू
Unmute,
नको की
unmute all people. Please unmute.
आलाय का त्याला पाल सापडली नाही वाटत
Unmute yourself. All people should unmute yourself. Otherwise, it is a disturbance to us.
ए
So in this, you have to know the almost all the femoral triangle. One minute. Who is not unmuted? Just I am observing. Unmute yourself. All I am getting sound. So whatever the I heard telling about the
सर आवाज येत नाही.
Now you can see the slide.
ब्लैंक दिसते सर तो
1 minute. I will. Just I'm checking. So here, can you hear me now?
यस सर
Okay. Whatever I'm talking about the femoral triangle, and in this you have to know about the, that is the boundaries of the femoral triangle. So remember, first one question is for the 5 marks. It is asked about the, you have the that is the contents of the femoral triangle or the boundaries of the femoral triangle. 2 marks question, name the boundaries for the femoral triangle. You have the base is formed by the inguinal ligament, and we have the laterally by the medial border of sartorius, medially by the medial border of adductor longus. Apex is directed downwards. So this is you have to know about in the, that is the femoral triangle. Then question comes about the, what are the contents of the femoral triangle you have to know. This contents of the femoral triangle you have to know the femoral artery and its branches, and this femoral vein and its tributaries, and femoral nerve and its branches. We have the superiorly great saphenous vein, and we have the, that is the deep group of the inguinal lymph nodes. So these all are the main important contents of the, even femoral sheath is also the content of the femoral triangle. One more question is asked about the that is a femoral artery. So you have to know external iliac artery continues as a middle inguinal ligament. Below that it will continue as a, that is you have the femoral artery, and it terminates as a continuing as a popliteal artery in the thigh region. So you have to know about the femoral artery. So femoral artery origin, what are the its course relations, and almost all the relations you have to study with the relations of the front of thigh region and femoral triangle region. So femoral triangle region, you have to relations of femoral artery in the femoral triangle you have to know. As I have shown here in this diagram, you can see the femoral triangle. That is in this we have come across the femoral artery. So medially is the femoral vein. In between, lateral to the vein is the femoral artery. Then most laterally we have the femoral nerve. So this is very important. You have to know about the, that is the femoral artery and its branches, 3 superficial and 3 deep branches. I have told already this all you have to know. That is the one thing you have to remember. So next, whatever the you have to remember about the after the femoral triangle, it is also commonly asked as a one question, femoral sheath. So commonly asked, that is a femoral sheath you have, and in this you have to remember femoral sheath is a funnel shaped fascial sleeve. So you are going to see the, as it is a, we are going to remember about the femoral sheath. In this, that is you have to know, that is the femoral sheath is a funnel shaped fascial sleeve enclosing the upper, that is upper part of the great vessels of the lower limb. That is, you have the totally femoral artery, femoral vein, and we have the lymph nodes. In this, we are going to get the, that is the compartments and contents of the femoral sheath. As you know, this is the front of thigh region, whatever the structure from the superficial to the deeper. Front of thigh region, skin superficial fascia, deep fascia. The fascia which is covering deep fascia on the great vessels, that is on the femoral vein, that is we call cribriform fascia. Then there is a funnel shaped fascial sleeve, that is we are going to call as a femoral sheath. So you have to remember about the definition. Formation, it is a downward extension of the It is a downward extension of the abdominal fascia downwards, fascia transversalis and fascia iliaca. As gradual extension of thigh occurs, then there is a formation of the femoral seat. So that you have to remember. Next comes about the, what are the content, compartment you have to remember: medial compartment, intermediate compartment, lateral compartment. So medial compartment, which is contains the lymph nodes, and intermediate contains the femoral vein, lateral compartment, femoral artery and nerve, that you have to remember. So almost all these you have to remember in the almost all in the femoral sheath. So in this, very important is contents and what are the compartment and what is the clinical. And femoral hernia is more commonly in the, that is a, you are going to get medial compartment, that is we call as that is a femoral hernia. So whatever in the medial compartment we call as a femoral canal and femoral ring, that is you have to remember. So cribriform fascia, femoral canal, femoral ring, that all you have to remember in the femoral seat. So next comes about the, whatever the you have to remember is, that is the, after the you have to see the next diagram, that is the, you are going to see, that is the femoral seat. So in this you have to know about the femoral seat. So in the femoral seat, as it is appears like a funnel shaped and you are going to get the, there is a funnel shaped fascial sleeve enclosing the upper part of the great vessels of the lower limb. So that is the femoral vein and femoral artery, that you have to remember. So important short notes we have dealt here, that is the femoral contents of femoral triangle, and I have told the femoral sheath. Then I have told the what is the femoral artery, that is the course, origin and branches of the femoral artery. Here compartment you can see very well, that is all the compartment. So you should remember that is a medial compartment is a lymphatic compartment. It is also called in a cloaquet, that is the Roshan-Muller lymph nodes, or the, that is the lymph nodes of cloaquet. So that is very important. Femoral vein is the intermediate compartment, and laterally we have the femoral artery. So next comes about the question short notes is a adductor canal. This is adductor canal, subsartorial canal, or Hunter's canal. Three names are same. Subsartorial canal or Hunter's canal, you have to remember. Subsartorial or Hunter's, why it is named so? Because this is a sartorius muscle. Below the sartorius muscle, there is a canal structure consists femoral artery, femoral vein, and nerve. And those nerves which are saphenous nerve, and we have nerve to vastus medialis. So these will be the content in the, that is a adductor canal. So that the canal which is below the sartorius muscle, we call as a subsartorial canal or the Hunter's canal. Hunter, John Hunter, is a brother of William Hunter, who discovered this and named as a, that is a Hunter's canal. And that is the ligation of femoral artery in the adductor canal is important during the treatment of the popliteal aneurysm. So boundaries you have to know, definition you have to know, other names of their contents, that is you have to write. This is subsartorial strong fibrous membrane which is connecting the anterior to the posterior. So you have the almost all the this one, that is the boundaries you have: anteriorly vastus medialis, posteriorly adductor longus above and adductor magnus below, and we have the medially, most medially sartorius. Below that it is connecting the subsartorial plexus of nerve and all. Okay, so this is all about the that is subsartorial plexus nerve and adductor canal. Contains femoral artery and its branches, femoral vein and its tributaries, and we have the saphenous nerve and nerve to vastus medialis. So this is very important to know about the almost all the part which is you have to remember in the adductor canal. So next which is you get is the total course of the external iliac artery. You can see the Dorsalis pedis artery is commonly asked. Sometime anterior tibial artery, posterior tibial artery, popliteal artery, femoral artery, and this external iliac artery. So this is a picture which is gives you the outline and extent and origin of the all the lower extremity arteries. So external iliac artery continues below the mid-inguinal point into the femoral artery till the adductor canal, that is adductor tendinous, opening of the adductor magnus, lower part of the adductor canal. It will be continuous the popliteal artery. At the tibial tuberosity in front of the knee, popliteal artery divides into anterior tibial artery and posterior tibial artery. Anterior tibial artery is continuous as a dorsalis pedis artery. So iliotibial tract, this is where you have to remember ilium, that is the ilium of the hip bone, and tibial, iliotibial tract, ilium of the hip bone to the tibial tuberous or tibial condyle. That is, we are going to track which is attached to the tensor fascial arta, and we have the part of the gluteus maximus. These aponeurosis which are making the thick band on the lateral side of the thigh and attached to the, that is a tibial tuberosity. So that is you have to know on the condyle of the tibia, that is we call lateral condyle, front of the lateral condyle of the tibia, that is attachment of the iliotibial tract. So cutaneous nerves, not commonly asked, so that I am 7 cutaneous nerves you have to know. Then compartment, deeper extension of the thigh region. We have the total thigh region is divided into anterior compartment, then we have the posterior compartment and medial compartment. Anterior compartment we call as the nerve, femoral nerve. Posterior back of thigh is sciatic nerve. Medially we have the obturator nerve, so medial compartment. So you should know the what are the muscle present in the anterior compartment of thigh muscle, posterior compartment, and medial compartment. That you have to remember. So whatever the you have to popliteal fossa and entering of the femoral artery. So this is you have to remember about the sartorius muscle, origin insertion, anterior superior iliac spine, sartorius muscle inserting at the upper part of the medial surface of the shaft of the tibia. That is the origin insertion, origin of this anterior superior iliac spine, and to the this is the one muscle which is sartorius longest muscle, and it is also called as a talar muscle, because all talar paddling, whatever the movement taking place at the hip and knee, is like that of the paddle. Okay, so that we call as a talar muscle. Means what? Flexion at the hip, extension and flexion at the knee. That is all done by the sartorius muscle. So that is you have to remember. Then these are the groups of lymph nodes which are arranged in the lower limb below the inguinal ligament. So question is how it is a lymph nodes or lymph nodes of Colquitt, or you have the deep inguinal or superficial inguinal lymph nodes, group of lymph nodes. That time you have to remember about these all T-shaped arranged, upper horizontal, lower vertical, and these are the draining areas you have to remember. Upper lateral is almost all the buttocks, flank, drain, medial upper horizontal group. They drain the all genital and below the umbilical area, and lower vertical. This all drains to the from the tip of the great toe to the. You are going to have the tip of the great toe to the almost all. You have the area which is superficial fascia of the lower limb. So that is you have to know lower vertical T-shape arrange, that is, and this is the femoral vein where the great saphenous vein opening. So great saphenous vein is also commonly asked for the, that is a one. One more question is commonly asked, that is the, we have the important artery which is supplying to the medial compartment of the thigh. So we, as we remember the, that is the main artery is external iliac continues as a femoral artery, and this femoral artery gives the profunda femoris artery. That is one we are going to see. So that is all you have to remember about the profunda femoris artery. And sometimes this question is asked, write short notes on a profunda femoris artery. This is one. This is all tracing the, that is a femoral artery, and going laterally branch, which is we call as a, that is a profunda femoris artery. The next one which is you get is that is almost all the things, that is the about the, these are the commonly asked almost all questions in the total. Next we have to I'm changing the slide, that is you have to remember. So in this meanwhile you don't see the slide also, it's okay, but you have to remember about the next question which is asked is, that is the that is a guy rope, or the, you have the so this is one which is you have to remember. In this, the guy rope, you have to know that is the three elements of the hip bone. They are the totally joined. Three elements you have hip bone parts like ilium, pubis, ischium, and three compartment of the thigh, and we have the three nerves, different nerves supplying. That is we call as it. So what is guy rope? Guy ropes are the, these are the ropes like structure which is formed by the muscles of the each one compartment of the thigh, and that will be the by the whatever the each compartment muscle involved, and they are attached from the different elements of the hip bone, and that is attached to the like a hook, like anchored at the one point on the medial surface of the upper part of the shaft of the tibia. So that is we call as a guy rope. Guy rope, that is the muscle includes are the number one, we have the sartorius muscle, I have told origin insertion. Then we have the here gracilis muscle and semitendinosus. Means sartorius, gracilis and semitendinosus, not semimembranosus. Because these all three are inserted at the point anchored on the medial surface of the upper part of the, that is the upper part of the shaft of the tibia. So that is why we call. So why it is called guy ropes? Suppose these three elements, hip bone consist ilium, pubis, ischium. If we consider this as a tent, so that tent you have to remember, like which is you get, that is the almost all like a tent. So that all balanced by the these ropes. So those we call as an that is a guy ropes, and those are depends three elements means ilium, pubis, ischium, each one arising. Three compartments. Sartorius belongs to the anterior compartment. Gracilis belongs to the medial compartment, and we have semitendinosus is the posterior compartment. All three, femoral nerve, we have obturator nerve, sciatic nerve, all three different elements, three different muscle, three different compartments, and three different nerves are supplied by the these muscle, and they are anchored at the one point at the tibia and called as an that is a guy rope. So that is all you have to remember in the total in the guy rope. Next question comes about the, that is the, what is the Ansarin Bursa? So you have to know Ansarin Bursa here, that is the almost all these three muscles. Just now we have studied sartorius, gracilis and semitendinosus. They have the tendency to become each other. Tendons may have the chances of friction with the where there is point, one point they are inserted in W shape. They are separated by the bursa. Bursas are what? What is a bursa? Bursas are the lubricating mechanism which are provided at the sites of friction to prevent the wear and tear, usual wear and tear. So that is all we call as a bursa. So here we have the Ansarin bursa in the tibia, where there is an insertion point of the sartorius, gracilis and semitendinosus. That you have to remember. So this is all about the Ansarin bursa. So next comes about the known as a that is the, we have the most important muscle that we are going to study. So here that is you have the two muscles, soleus, and we have the that is the plantaris, and what is the tendocalcaneus. So that you have to remember. So in this, we have to study the first, that is the one muscle, which is that is known as a, you have to make, just a minute. So whatever the, you have the, almost all the muscles of the back of leg muscles, we have the medial head, lateral head of gastrocnemius, soleus, and plantaris. Here one muscle which is we are going to get, that is the plantaris muscle, very small belly. It is having with a long tendon, this long tendon, inserting at the calcaneus bone, that you have to, that you have to call as an, that is the plantaris. Origin, you have to write, then you have to write about the, that is the condyle of the femur on the posterior part, lateral supracondylar line on the lateral part. Then it is attached to the calcaneus, where there is a middle 1/3 of the posterior surface of the calcaneus, medial, that is tendocalcaneus. So this is medial to the tendocalcaneus, that is the insertion point of plantaris. So that is it is one characteristic of plantaris, you have to remember. It is a small belly with a long tendon, and that is why it is a long tendon it has, because that it is used for the tendoplasty, that you have to. Next muscle comes up to the soleus. Soleus is a sole-like structure. When you see, this is a sole-like, that is a oval, long, rounded, like that is a weak appears, that is a soleus muscle. So you have to remember the origin point of the soleus is that is we have the fibula, posterior aspect of the head of fibula, upper 1/4 of the surface of the shaft of fibula. Then we are soleal line on the tibia, middle 1/3 of the medial border of the tibia. So soleal line also. Okay, soleal line and fibula, head of fibula, that is an origin point of the sole. Insertion, it is inserted at the, you have the, at the uh, calcaneus bone, that you have to remember about the tendocalcaneus or the calcaneus bone. So middle 1/3 of the posterior surface of calcaneus, this is taking insertion, soleus. Then why soleus called as a peripheral heart? You know, almost all maximum 10 times I have told, mostly in the lecture. So then and then also again I will repeat. Soleus origin insertion point is over. Now we are going to deal about the, that is the, why it is called as a soleus is a peripheral heart. What heart is doing? Central heart, just situated. What it does? It pumps, receives the blood and pumps the blood, collect the deoxygenated blood and pumps the oxygenated blood. So receiving the blood and pumping the blood, and it collects the blood, that is, and pumping the blood, that you have to remember about in the totally, that is about in the, like a heart, that is central. Peripheral means what? This soleus muscle which is having the sinuses. And when this soleus contract, these sinuses, whatever filled with the blood from venous sinuses, blood which is pumps into the deeper vein. So always veins has a vein has the valves. They allow only unidirectional blood flow. So that is you have to remember about the, that is a one direction flow. So the sinuses which are present in the soleus muscle, when soleus muscle contract, it pumps the blood from sinuses into the deeper vein. When muscle relaxes, that time these sinuses are filled with the muscle blood. Sorry, that is the filled with, refilled with the blood. So again contraction, pumping, and again relaxation, collecting. So this is like a heart. So it is occurring at the periphery, so that it is named as a peripheral soleus muscle as a peripheral heart. So this is very important to know about the, almost all about the, these important things. Next comes about the, which is you have to know about the, in this also you have to know Here, that is the cut section of the tendocalcaneus plantaris muscle. This we have the medial lateral head of gastrocnemius. Then you have the tendocalcaneus. What is tendoachilles, tendocalcaneus? I have many times, this is also I have told. Short notes on tendocalcaneus or tendoachilles. Tendocalcaneus muscle, which is formed by the, that is a medial head of gastrocnemius, lateral head of gastrocnemius, soleus muscle, one thickest tendon of the body, which is formed, and that is about nearly 10 inches in length, and we have the inserted at the calcaneus bone. So that is we call as a tendocalcane. Tendoachilles, Achilles was a great warrior according to the that is legends, Greek legends. He was a great warrior. And in the great warrior, so he was in a, that is a, his mother was in a sea sea goddess, so that she want to protect the sun. She holded one leg at the region of the heel, that is ankle region, and she dipped into a Styx water, underground Styx water, and whatever water flowed on the almost all body, that will be as a that becomes as a, that is a part which is protected from the any injury or any uh, injury can taken place by any weapon. But whatever the holded part that does not covered with the flowed with the water, so that is becomes an unprotected part, and that arrow hitting on the heel region, that causing the, that is the person cannot walk. If the arrow hits or any cut on the tendocalcaneus tendon, the person cannot walk. So that is all about the injury. So he Trojan, in the Trojan's war, Achilles was killed, that is great warrior, because arrows hitting on his vulnerable, that is a tendon, that is a tendocalcaneus. So this is all about the total tendocalcaneus. So this is all short notes we have studied. Then you have to know about all the soleus and this muscle, which is you can remember, that is you can. So anterior tibial artery, you have to remember just now, femoral artery, anterior tibial artery, and dorsalis pedis. Dorsalis pedis artery is commonly asked, so that also you have to study. It is a continuation of the anterior tibial artery and terminates here below. Okay. So this is we call as an in between the two ankle in between, and proximal end of the first intermetatarsal space, that is the ending. So that is about the dorsalis pedis artery. It gives branches, medial tarsal, lateral tarsal, then arcuate artery. Then this arcuate artery giving metatarsal artery, this is a metatarsal artery, and we have the digital artery. So that is you have to remember in the total dorsalis pedis artery. So this is a structure. This you have to remember about dorsalis pedis, how the course and arches. This is I have told just now. Metatarsal arteries, and these are the digital artery. We have the digital arteries, and one more artery you have to remember, dorsal digital artery of medial side, that is. And first dorsal in process muscle, this is first dorsal metatarsal artery. This is the first dorsal metatarsal artery, arcuate artery, medial tarsal, lateral tarsal. Those all you have to remember in this. So this is all about the lower limb. This is the relations of the dorsalis pedis artery. So whatever you have to next remember, maximum I have covered. So this is all important topics I have covered in the, that is in the today's lecture, short notes. So few short notes are remaining that I am going to cover in the next lecture. So hardly 1 minute is remaining. Anytime we can close our lecture. So I have covered the all important femoral triangle and contents of femoral triangle, all adductor longus and adductor canal, femoral sheath, femoral artery, femoral vein, Then I have told the that is the Soleus, Tendocalcaneus, Gyro, Ansarin Bursa. All these are the important short notes we have dealt. Remaining short notes I'm going to deal in the next lecture, so that we can anytime it may close, so that have a good day, and